Welcome back, another episode. The National Treasure, Edge of History Season 1 finale on Disney wraps up all the unresolved plot threads while leaving open the option of where Season 2 might go if the drama is picked up by the streaming service. The action resumes where Episode 9 left off in Episode 10, Treasure Protectors, with Agent Hendricks having just stabbed Agent Ross with a sword. The audience now recognizes him as Salazar, a character they have been hearing about all season whose identity has only now come to light. Raphael interjects and informs Billy that Salazar is the one who killed her brother when she asks Salazar why he's there. Salazar, though, naturally asserts that Raphael is a liar. They loaded the boat and sailed off in search of the treasure. When the gang comes, they incorrectly think there is only one evil person on guard while there are actually two armed men still behind. They are rounded up to the dock with the other armed man as the second man approaches them from behind, brandishing a gun. Tasha is about to be shot by one of Billy's thugs when Oren steps in the way. Fortunately, Agent Ross, who is wounded but still alive, shoots both guys before he has a chance to fire. Agent Ross travels in Oren's van as Tasha and Oren depart. They urgently require an ambulance because they lack cell service. While Tasha is in the back trying to console Agent Ross, Oren drives like a bat out of hell while trying to gain mobile coverage to call 911. Jordan Rodriguez and Jake Austin Walker's characters Ethan and Liam decide to pursue Jess. They discover a boat, but as it lacks an engine, they are compelled to row it. The second boat encounters dense fog in the meantime, and Billy notifies them that the Wayfinder is directing them on how to proceed. By claiming that DeSoto lost a number of soldiers to this fog of death, Jess tries to frighten the group. Billy, however, argues that it is untrue because he lost soldiers in battle. While Tasha works to console Agent Ross in the back, Oren drives like a bat out of hell while attempting to call 911 on his cell phone. Jordan Rodriguez, Ethan and Jake Austin Walker's Liam make the decision to pursue Jess. They discover a boat, but as it is motorless, they must row it. The other boat, meanwhile, encounters dense fog, and Billy notifies them that the Wayfinder is guiding them on how to proceed. In an effort to frighten them, Jess claims that DeSoto lost a number of men in this fog of death. Billy argues that's not accurate because he lost soldiers in war. Now that everyone is on foot, they can see some skeletal remains. Billy questions why individuals would turn against one another while pursuing the treasure before obtaining the actual prize. Billy's stream of thought is interrupted by Raphael, who points out a stone coyote with two emerald eyes. As a result of his greed, Hector tries to take one of the emeralds. He quickly starts to have hallucinations as some sort of mist suddenly bursts out in front of his face. He pulls his gun and fires at one of Billy's men because he believes he is being attacked. Hector must be killed. Casey has no choice. Billy realizes Casey was shot in the leg and Jess and Raphael have escaped after that tense exchange. When Billy, Casey, and Salazar are attempting to decide which direction to go, they are duped by Jess, who has left a bracelet on the right side. Dr. Zeke answers Agent Ross's phone when it rings. He is able to guide Tasha through a method that will assist Ross in breathing. She'll have to use a hollow object to stab Ross in the chest. Tasha discovers a metal straw that will work. Tasha follows directions without giving them too much thought. She successfully stabs Ross. Agent Ross is able to breathe easily. Raphael and Jess arrive at the location of the treasure, but Jess takes a careless action and stumbles on something, setting off a wooden cage that traps them. They make every effort to escape, but it is impervious to their efforts. Given their current situation, they have the opportunity to have a sincere conversation about the past. Raphael regrets everything, and Jess is partially to blame for the predicament. Raphael mentions how his mother used to tell him tales about this treasure and how it was the family's responsibility to preserve it. Liam and Ethan come to the rescue. They locate Raphael and Jess and devise a lever system to raise the wooden prison. Both Jess and her father are now free because it worked. Billy discovers that Jess fooled them after running into another coyote and setting its traps off with a rock. They must turn around and choose the left fork. Oren requests a search team, and Agent Ross is then carried into an ambulance. Then Tasha and Oren make the decision to return to the search for Jess. Liam informs Jess and her father of how he discovered that Salazar and Billy are thieves of treasure. Ethan makes the decision to return to the docks in order to guide the police to the proper location. Since Casey was shot in the leg, she is forced to pause for a second and requests a break to rest. Billy is distraught when Salazar responds by shooting her in the back. Salazar maintains that Casey was a liability, and Billy remembers Raphael informing her that Salazar had previously referred to her brother as a liability before killing him. He is shot by Billy, who then declares, "I'm Salazar now." Raphael, Liam, and Jess find a way inside the treasure, but just as they approach the entrance, Billy starts shooting at them. They manage to close the doors on Billy after stumbling through them. It's fortunate that Jess is an ace at riddles because the entrance to the treasure room is a puzzle. Jeff directs her father and Liam on how to move so that they can pass without being shot at by arrows. The doors of the treasure room open after a few anxious seconds as they pass through. We see Billy attempting the problem as they take in the treasure's stunning beauty. She understands instantly that she might not make it. The moment they see a tapestry of melange, they understand that Jess's mother was entirely correct. They are thrown backward by a force that suddenly comes through the door they just entered. Jess is accused of causing Casey's death, and Billy points her revolver at her. The melange tapestry is the first thing Billy sets on fire after picking up a flaming object left over from the explosion. Billy is preoccupied until Jess takes something and throws it at her legs, tripping her up and making her fall. Ethan comes back and participates in throwing Billy back to the ground. Liam is able to reach the firearm before Billy. Jess is aware that her father is being trapped by a large stone. She and Liam are able to remove the stone from him, and Jess makes a tearful attempt to awaken her father. She tells her father that he has been important to her all of her life and that he has never let her down. Raphael gets up. Jess gives Billy her jewelry back after saying her goodbyes as she is being hauled away by the cops. Everyone seems to be smiling and laughing non-stop. Agent Ross is still alive and well and is currently walking the red carpet with Dr. Zeke at the National Museum. Oren and Tasha have reconciled. The group is admiring the exhibit as Season 1 comes to a close when Liam appears and tells them he was cleaning up his grandpa's study and unearthed an old cassette tape. It has something that might lead to other treasures. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.